You're now listening to Blunt Talk with Allie B.
I had overwent my time that they gave me on stage, and Raheem saw that and was like, I'm going to sign him.
It's your girl, Allie B, and welcome to Blunt Talk Gus. That's what's up, where it's okay to speak bluntly while partaking in things of a cannibalistic nature. I'm going to ask y'all again, how y'all doing? I know it's hot. That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome to my poolside podcast. It's the first time I'm doing it in the daytime. Let me get some plugs out the way. You guys follow me on IG at Blunt Talk Gus, GUHLZ. Follow my personal IG at Allie B 1972. I got my film. I'm gonna give a shout out to my film girl, Yosh Films, my sound guy, Ahmed Big Man. We got DJ C Real on the ones and twos today. Give a shout out to my bartenders. Thank y'all for coming. I know I said bring you. I'm going to announce it again. Food is being provided. We got fish and shit today. So, shout out to Kiana for doing that for me, coming through. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that helps me with this when I do this, because it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. Shout out to Mr. Mathis. He knows who he is. Hey, boo. All right, without further ado, we're going to give y'all what y'all came to hear and see. Y'all give it up. Y'all give it up for Grand Hustle Zone, Young Dro. Hey. Y'all can do better than that. I know it's hot. Quit thinking you damn cute. What's up, Dro?
What's up?
You see these Negroes out here came to see you.
You know what? I should have known there was some niggas out here. Ain't nobody in the swimming pool.
Right, you better know it. They gonna wait till the sun go down.
Why? That's backwards.
You know that's how we do.
Hey, look, it's $1 million in the bottom of the pool. Oh, so y'all rich. Okay, cool.
Right. What's going on? Thank you for coming on.
Man, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on this beautiful day that God has given us.
Absolutely. We were supposed to have you last week, and Mother Nature didn't let that happen.
Yeah, it was storming, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was storming, thunder and lightning, no power. So
I wish I could. I wish we would have set it up before the end of that day. So you did it pretty late in the day.
Well, you had another function.
I would have wanted to do y'all first though.
Okay. Well, we'll know that next time. All right, if I get a second interview.
Yeah. You get a second. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, let's get into it while we came here. Yes. You've been back out there on the scene doing a lot of performances. I saw you at A-Town Music Fest.
Yeah.
You tore that shit up.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
We waited in that hot ass sun. We call ourselves trying to be VIP. We should have been in the lawn with the damn regular schmegglers. They had the little tents and shit. They ain't had no tent for the people. We was down there hot and sweating, and by the time you damn came on.
Well, we were the headliners,
I know we were high as a Georgia pine, had to sweated through our clothes, but we still rock.
I appreciate you for coming
out.
Yeah,
we did. We did.
Yes.
What's up? So, for people that don't know, everybody know Young Dro, but some people that don't, tell us how you, before Grand Hustle, how you got started with this rap thing. Like, when did it really start? When you, younger years?
I would have to go back to, church. You know what I mean? I think that I began to be aware of me being musically inclined in church, singing for my grandma and stuff like that.
Okay.
So after that, my mom used to have us like people used to come over our house. We stayed on the west side, you know what I'm saying? In the apartment called Flipper Temple, Bankhead or whatever. People used to come over. And man, my mom used to make us perform LL Cool J, I Need Love for like 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? and and when they seen me performing it, they were like, oh, the little black one, he because I got 5 brothers, so they were like, the little black one, he kind of he putting this all into it.
Not the little black
He
one.
biting his lip and reaching for the air, I need love, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling it, so my mom always was like, well, he probably gonna be something. My grandma always thought so.
Yeah.
Too. And so I began to sing in the choir for my grandmother, probably at the age of about 8, 9.
Okay.
So after that, I kind of grew up a little bit, and I was too shy to sing in front of girls and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be a hard rapper,
Oh, okay.
So Yeah,
so you really got a little voice on you.
I could do a little something, you know what I mean? Well, as far as my grandma concerned, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then not nobody saying nothing bad about my grandma.
Right. I ain't gonna even ask you to do a little duet or nothing.
Nah. I told you I'm still shy to do that.
Oh, yeah, you still shy years later. Okay.
Years later, I might bust out in the house or in the shower somewhere, but like that still ain't my thing because I don't know. It's just I don't know.
Okay, all right. And I was doing a little reading on you or whatever, and I saw that one of your inspirations was guy from Criss Cross.
Yeah.
Now, which one, the dark skin one or the light skin one?
Well, both of them as a group, you know. But I went to school with Chris Smith though.
Okay.
Me and Chris Smith went to school together.
Okay.
He was just to see them make it, like, you know what I'm saying? We used to all walk around in Greenbrier Mall. And Chris had got discovered in Greenbrier. So I was walking in Greenbrier like ever since then trying to figure out who gonna pick us up. You know what I'm saying? From
out of Greenbrier,
you know what I'm saying? But that was something that was real interesting to me, man, to be getting noticed from walking around in a mall that everybody's favorite mall. You know what I mean? Me and Chris Smith, we went to school together. We went to Ralph J. Bunch Middle School, 8th grade, 9th. 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So real good friend.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then from there, I think you know, some years came in between, and then you got on with Raheem the Dream, Type to Death.
Yeah. So I was rapping on the west side at Bankhead at the Bounce. It's called the Bank now. Shout out to Big Will. Yeah. But I was rapping up there on a Wednesday night, and man, I had overwent my time that they gave me on stage, and Raheem saw that and was like, "I'm gonna sign him." So
right down the spot.
Right down the spot.
Oh wow.
Yes.
And how long were you with him?
I think I was with Raheem for a little while, man. I think I went to jail, man, for trans card fraud and forgery, man. And Raheem couldn't get me out. And I
really?
Yeah, man. I was like, man, I need to get out, Raheem. You feel what I'm saying? I called him. I was like, man, I'm trying to make bun. Raheem was like, man, I can't get you out, Dro. I was like, yeah, I'm out of here.
I never knew that.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. But he showed me a lot, though. Yeah. He showed me a lot, though. He kept me, you know what I mean? We did a lot of shows, you know what I mean? Did a lot of, you know, good things. Okay,
so once that did happen, is that when Grand Hustle T.I. came along? No. Or you did some independent?
I went to Rocco. Me, Rocco.
Oh, you went to Rocco? Okay.
Yeah, big boy, bring me a towel, man. This Ralph Lauren sweater is getting it.
Yes, sir.
Listen, so I go to, after I was with Raheem, I went, Rocco came and bought the contract from Raheem. Yeah, pause it on me. Yeah. That'll be good. Rocco came and bought the contract from Raheem. And after I got out of jail or whatever, this girl from Four Seasons, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Danica. She bunned me out of jail or whatever.
That's what's up. You know, shout out to Danica.
Yeah, $7,500, man. You know what I'm saying? I got out. You know what I'm saying? When I got out, I told Raheem, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to go ahead and try, you know, test the waters with my talent. And man, Rocco, you know, we grew up together too. So when Rocco came, he bought. There you go. He bought the contract from Raheem.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we went to Blue Flame. You know, Pops and Ballers did our thing, man, and it was history with me and Rock right there. That's when I was I got a song with Juvenile, Monica, Jazzy Faye, Turk from the Hot Boys, Bunt B, and Bone Crusher.
What's the name of the song?
This was a CD called Respect It Connected that Rocco, you know, Rocco was spending that money, man, you know, and this was before I was even a star. So this was all, you know, the steps to where I am today.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. So, how long were you with Rocco?
Me and Rocco was together from, I think me and Raheem was together from like 2000 to like 2002, 3. And me and Rocco.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. We don't do that. Who is that? During my podcast, I know that Blunt Talk Girls. Shawty. Sorry, I got to do that. I'm sorry. It's Blunt Talk Girls. Anything goes. This is unscripted, uncensored. Cool. So you may hear me stop shit to cuss somebody out.
Okay, cool.
Because motherfuckers is rude.
Speaking bluntly.
Yeah, speaking bluntly. Okay. That's what we do. Okay, now get back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so me and Rocco were together from like about 2003 to like 2002 to 2005, something like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rocco took good care of me, man. Him and Monica, for that matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a pleasure to actually be around Monica at that time. You know, Monica, real Atlanta, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, she is. Down to earth.
Yeah,
I love her.
Yeah, me and her used to hang together like, boy, we was thick as thieves, you feel me? And, you know, she showed me a lot of things, and, you know what I mean? Like, the kind of girl she is, I still haven't seen a girl as thorough like that, like real care for you, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, an icon, you know what I'm saying? So for her to take me up under her wing and me out with her, and I had a song with Monica back then too called "You Deserve."
I remember that one.
Yeah, man.
I remember that. Yeah,
over the Hail Mary Tupac beat, and I was just before I even was a star, it was just people showing me love, man. And those two people in particular, like Rocco used to like give me like $2,000 a week for my allowance, you know.
Just because,
like, you know, I was his first artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I was just out in the world trying to find my way, and he sure helped me find it.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
man,
what's
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Rocco, a good dude too. I met him on several occasions. Always been solid, stand up. Appreciate that guy.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm moving on up down the ranks or whatever.
Okay.
So we get those.
Okay.
Jason Jeter.
JG, man.
Jason Jeter,
man.
Grand Hustle.
Yeah,
Shout out to Jason Jeter.
Yeah.
Another cool dude, upstanding guy.
So I was with them up into me and Rocco had our run. I think that, well, I know for a fact that Rocco wasn't as good as he is now with the business when we first started out.
What do you mean by that? What, financial wise, or
no. The money wise, we were straight. I'm saying like as far as the business go, how to push artists is artist development, what I needed,
Gotcha.
you know, and how many to press up, what, you know, how to go get deals and all that. You know, it was his first time. He was, you know, fresh out the street, so I feel like we didn't have enough to get me to where I needed to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know, after we parted ways, like as far as the business goes, because today we're still brothers. But when we parted ways, as far as the business go, that's when one day Tip walked up in the studio because me and Tip been knowing each other since we were like 17.
Okay.
You know what I mean,
because you guys grew up together in the same apartments or whatever.
Well,
think, right?
yeah. Well, I'm from Bankhead Court. He from up on Bankhead on Cedar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then we moved to crazy part about it was we got our Section 8 voucher and we moved
No, not the Section 8.
Yeah. After my mama got our Section 8 voucher. Hey, listen.
Hey, keep it real.
Don't hate on the voucher. Look, we had never had AC, carpet, or nothing like that. You feel me? So I felt
that's
like
what's up.
You know what I'm saying? We had
Shout out to Section 8.
Shout out to Section 8. Once we got our voucher, we moved to Riverdale.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? I was trying to invite everybody over to the house. But we got AC, boy. You feel me? Got carpet and everything. So, but me and Tip ended up landing in the same apartments in Riverdale, but we were from Bankhead. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that was crazy how we even met. You know what I'm saying? But one day, Tip walked up in the studio, and you know, everybody Matt Boney was telling Tip, "Hey man, we got to go get Dro. Man, you heard Dro? Dro this?" Because I had been on the radio with Raheem before.
Okay.
I had a song called Yes Sir, and you know me and we had a Tight for Life camp and all that. So my name was like out there or whatever. You know what I mean? But and I was on the radio actually before Tip. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that. I was gonna get around to that if I get to you. You know, I'm being
it's cool.
Polite now. Then I'm gonna get to some juicy
cool.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So Tip walked up in the studio and was like, "Hey man, I want to get the boy Dro from you." You feel what I'm saying? And Rocco, you know, they went to negotiating, and you know, and a couple of things happened, you know, I mean, that made us that led to us departing ways, man. But it was all love.
Speak about it or no?
I mean, well, it was just it's cool. It was just a season.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Some things are there for a long time. Some things are there for a short time. You know what I mean? But that's business wise. As far as men and brotherhood, it's still there.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You can always, you know, we don't have to do business together, but we can eat at the same table.
Gotcha. That's
you know what I'm saying?
up.
We can live in the same house, but we don't have to do business together.
Exactly.
That's how we grew up. But you know, after that, he said a number. Tip was like, you know, Rock said a high number. And mind you, I wasn't a celebrity at that time. So when Rock said the number, Tip bust out laughing like, man, you said like, I think he said like 300,000, and I wasn't even known. Like, you feel me? I wasn't even known though, but that was. But you know, a person would think that, you know what I'm saying, like, that's cool, but I felt like that, you know, it shouldn't have been no number.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was worth, you know, priceless. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's right. You got to think it. Ain't nobody else gonna think it.
So after that happened, me and Tip, you know, me and Rock parted ways, and then me and Tip got together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so when we got together, man, we just started recording. You know what I mean? We did the PSC. I got on the PSC album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wrote the first single off of there, Do Your Thing. And, you know, it was just in me. It was in my pen. It was in my character. You feel what I'm saying? So after the PSC album came out, I was the first one to drop. So
off Grand Hustle.
Yeah, besides Tip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, Shoulder Lean came in.
Yeah.
We'll
question. Was PSC already formed with Mac Boney and Country King when he brought you on?
PSC was formed.
Okay.
C-Rod, Mac Boney, Country King, Dollar DP Doug, and Tip. You know what I'm saying? When I got there, you know what I'm saying, it was already in motion. PSC had an album. They squeezed me on in. I got on in on the album. You know what I'm saying? People noticed the talent right there. And, you know, the folks from Atlantic was like, hey, we got to go with the black one. You know what I mean? So when they went with the black one.
That's what's up, the rawest.
We went with the black one. So, and that made me feel really, really special, you know, for them to give me the platform, their platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To actually, you know, put out my talent. You know what I mean? I was very thankful. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the PSC too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that first like mainstream album under Grand Hustle, Best Thing Smoking.
Yes.
Best Thing Smoking. Love that album. Still play it to this day.
Yes.
And that's when the fame really, is that when you feel like you really just took off? Mainstream?
Yeah, mainstream. Yeah. It kind of okay, so when it first came out, I think we was in Jacksonville, Florida, and we was on this tour bus with Tip, and man, we was, I think, on the back of the bus, you know, we was just having a party or whatever. Tipton was in the hotel, and I was sleeping on the tour bus, and some girls got on the bus, and we was smoking weed and drinking and shit, and goddamn. And I turned on Shoulder Lean, and they was like, ooh, they was dancing on us and shit. And Tip got on there, and you know, girls was everywhere, and they was just dancing. And they was like, who is this? It was like the black one. And then I was on there, I was like, hey, yeah, this shit is jamming, dog. You feel me? So it was almost like a dream. So after that, you know, Atlantic got ear of it, and you know, Tip called me one day. I think he had Kevin Lyles and Leo them on the phone, and I was rapping, and he was like, hey, dog, kick the verse you kick. So I started rapping, and then he was like, I'm telling you, Shawty got it. Next thing you know, Shoulder Lean was everywhere.
Yeah, it was. That was
number one in the country.
Yep. So you know when what coming mainstream, the fame, the money, the fame.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, y'all, the bitches.
Yeah,
the females.
Bitches. Yeah.
And one particular female, which I like, that you got in a relationship with, and it went mainstream. Fantasia.
Yes.
Tell us, how did that come about? How did you guys meet?
Well, everybody, I remember looking at Fantasia on the American Idol.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, she can sing.
Shout out to Fantasia.
Yeah, shout out to Fantasia. I was like, damn, she can sing. And, you know, I like chocolate girls, you know.
Yeah.
And when I heard her singing, I really didn't think nothing of it. I didn't think I'd meet her, you know what I'm saying? But her brother told me, he was like, and my sister, you know what I'm saying, wanted to talk to you or whatever. I was like, well, tell her to come to Atlanta. And then she came.
Oh, so she was interested in you.
Yeah.
That black one.
Yeah, the black one. Yeah, she went for the black one. Yeah.
Everybody want the black. Every bit on black. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a great thing for me though.
A great thing, the relationship wise, or
Yeah, because I needed to.
Hold on 1 minute. Excuse me. Please, people in the back. My nephew. You guys are loud as fuck. Please respect my shit. Like, for real. I don't know what the fuck. But they lame as fuck. Respect my podcast. Or get the fuck out. For real.
Y'all, it sounds like y'all gonna get a whooping.
No, that That shit rude as fuck. That shit is rude as fuck. For real. And they know how I am. And it's my own people. It ain't even the people. It's my people. My family. Like blood cousins. My nephews and shit. And they know how I am. Them niggas just rude as fuck. When you grow one, you use it for Tasha. You want to keep grabbing your dick, I put you on blast.
Oh, God.
Anyway, go back. I am so sorry. I bet you said this is the most ghetto ass shit. But this is Blunt Talk Good.
Bluntly speaking.
It's just, yeah, bluntly speaking.
Yeah, what was that? Oh, yeah, so Fantasia was a good thing.
Like, what the fuck?
That was a good thing, I believe, because in life, man, you have, when you date women and you going through the motions or whatever, the type of women that you date shape who you are in the future. You feel what I'm saying? If you date a woman that hurts you, it help you keep your guard up from picking another woman that hurts you. If you date a woman that's like got a churchy background, it show you values, and it kind of preps you for the person you need to be or not to be. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everything she showed me, and I learned from her and her family for that matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? While we was together.
Do you guys still I know you guys are still cordial friends because y'all didn't break up on no bad terms or anything. Not that I know of. Or did you?
Not really no bad terms, you know what I mean? And we're not talking or nothing like that.
No, I know that. I know she's married, but I'm just like, if you see her.
Yeah, if I see her, it's cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have any ill will to her. She's a great person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So then I'm gonna ask this, and it seems like, all the records, Dro, after you did The Best Thing Smoking, and then you did a few mixtapes here and there, We're Here single, be fire as fuck, be jumping and bouncing. Next thing you know, we don't hear from you anymore.
I have to beg to differ because those little mixtapes you said is
I wasn't saying that.
No, I'm gonna give you the number. It's 40.
40 mixtapes.
40 mixtapes.
In between major songs or just overall?
Just overall.
Okay.
Right? So to say that I stopped something with just and then like, so none of them went like mainstream, but it kept me working.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I guess I just was toying with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know how you be like, I'll just be making music, then we'll go on the road, then I'll be like, all right, let me make one of these.
Right.
And then when I make one of those, everybody be like, where you been? I'm like, just on the road making money. You know what I'm saying?
I sure was asking, where you been? Yeah.
But I think I got like spoiled too from Shoulder Lean because it still feeds me today.
Yeah.
Today I think that, I thank God that, people still listen to that song like it's like it came out today, in today's time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, being on the road and, all that money you be getting on the road is just, it kind of makes you lazy, and it kind of, I wouldn't say lazy, but you be content, you know what I mean, with, okay, everything going smooth. I'm still driving this kind of car. I'm still living in this kind of house. You know what I mean? I'm not really, like hungry like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got beside yourself, in other words.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, a little stagnant.
And you had every right to. You guys was popping. All you guys was popping.
Yeah.
Grand Hustle was really on top of things, especially back then in those early part of 2000s and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, it used to be like rumors out, I ain't trying to get a little messy, but it used to be people in the street was saying that they felt that you could have been more mainstream. They felt like you were better lyrically and more organically than Tip, and that he was kind of like keeping you back because he knew you were better than him, and to keep him from being better than him. Do you think that was true?
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I don't think God created us for my destiny to be in another man's hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that everything that got in my way, I think that whatever had got in my way was probably me. You know what I mean?
When you say that, what stopped you?
I mean, the drugs, the women, the not hanging, because when I recollect on my thoughts, I mean, like Tip always called and where you at? And, I'm always somewhere with a girl, or I'm in Etheridge or a bar, you know what I'm saying? I was somewhere 4 seasons doing something I ain't got no business. high with a chick, you know what I'm saying? And I would leave, man. I remember we was in New York and we was at a Beyonce party and it was big fun, like, you know, big time people. I couldn't wait to get back home and just ride through Born Home or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know it was different for me because I believe, you know, my drug habits and, you know, the kind of friends I chose,
right.
You know what I mean? Like
kept bringing you back to that.
Yeah, bringing me back to that. So I would miss opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't available for most of the things he would probably call for. You know what I mean? To say that, you know, to say that, you know, he was holding me back, like that's not true at all. You know what I mean? Nobody can hold you back but you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially, I'm a firm believer in God, and I believe that if your destiny's in anybody's hands,
right?
You know, if anybody can stop you from doing something, it would have to be a greater power. Man, right. I wouldn't put that on man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the drug use or whatever, and the friends that was calling you back around, did you have anybody in your corner to say, you know what, Dro, you don't need to be hanging around them. You got much bigger and better things going on. Don't do that. Did you not have? You didn't.
No, I don't think. You know why? Because I took care of everything. So if you're feeding and taking care of everything, nobody wants to cut that water off.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So if you and I was pretty much in denial about how serious the drug habit was. You know, and I it's the kind of people I chose to be around me. Yes, people. You know what I mean? Am I okay? Yes. Does this look good? Yes. Is this spot cool to go in? Yes. You feel me? So, you know, you would never, and I think that most people around me was in denial also, you know, scared to tell them, hey man, you look weird today, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, slow down, bro. You know what I mean? Too many pills, you know what I mean? Too much drink, you know what I mean? Too many bitches, you know what I mean?
So what was the thing? What finally brought you and say, hey, this is not right. I need to get help, or I need to see about what I got going on?
I would say the like how shit just repeats itself over and over again, the same thing. So this is what happened. I would just make these hits that, you know, chart topping hits. You know what I'm saying? After Shoulder Lean, we do, you know, we go Rubber Band Banks, and then, you know, you back out, you're traveling, you're doing this, you're doing that, and I chill for a minute. Then you do FDB and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you back out, you know, and just to keep repeating it and I always want it different, but to get the same results and keep repeating it and thinking I want it to get better results. Right. You know what I'm saying? It just got redundant. You know what I mean? So the breaking point was the same results, was just, I was like, this is not what I want to keep doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun, you know what I'm saying? And today I look back at it and be like, shit, I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down.
If I could turn back the hands of time,
I wouldn't change shit. It sounds crazy as fuck, but I wouldn't change shit. Yeah. Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
So how many times, so the breaking point, did you have multiple breaking points?
We went in there one day and man, I seen some people, you know what I'm saying, no shade, but I seen some old people and like they was in there, they were like, boy, I be smoking, though, I be goddamn eating out the garbage can, boy, I be fucked up, I goddamn been living outside. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, nigga, we are rich. Like, we are some rich people. Right. Like, we some rich junkies. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I drive a Maserati. I live in a penthouse at the top of the 12. Like, this ain't where I'm at. You know what I mean? Right. So it was almost like, I thought I was a better junkie than they was. You feel me? Like, it weirdly uppity junkie motherfucker. Right. Rich, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it was weird because when I was in, I was like, when I heard people saying saying what had happened to them, I was like, well, damn, we ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, that wasn't the case, because today I realized what I was in denial about was like, I was a functional junkie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was able to go to the shows. I was able to change clothes in a nice penthouse and, get my hair cut, and take a shower. But I still was, I had an addiction that was very, very tumultuous.
Yeah. So when did it get, or if it did get to the point where you felt like you were not functional, that you could not contain it, and you said, hey, I need to go get the professional help, like really?
When I started to get older, you know what I'm saying? Because I started saying like, well, as a 20-year-old, I was thinking like a 20-year-old, you know what I mean? Like by the time I got to my like 35, I was like, whoa, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I got the win for what I had to win for, you know what I'm saying? But, and then but it still was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I started having my thoughts was more than, you know what I'm saying? Like I had different kind of thoughts. I was like, well, eventually this shit gonna get really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? Like when 3 years ago, I want to say 3 years ago, it just dawned on me, you know what I mean, that it's coming to an end. And the reason why I say that, because, my drug of choice was changing with the times. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? When I felt like this wasn't cool, I changed to this, and this wasn't cool. So my last episode, I think I was doing like 30 perks a day. 30 perks a day. Like I might do a pint of lean, you know what I'm saying? And it just was like, like $10,000 a month worth of drugs, you know what I'm saying? Damn. And when I started mixing those cocktails together, and then, and then I got a little girl. My little girl ended up getting a hold to some drugs, man. And when I heard my little girl was on heavy drugs, I was like, damn.
This your first daughter?
It's my first daughter.
Yeah, and I remember her when she was a little girl.
Yeah. So when I found out my daughter was on drugs, and you know what I'm saying, when they was like, man, you seen your little girl? My baby mama ain't really never let me see her like that. You know what I'm saying? But monetary wise, of course. But as far as being a permanent father, I wasn't there for that, and I'm kind of glad I wasn't there to let her see me, all the way like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But
did she know though? Did she hear from it in the streets? Or
well, I rapped about it. When I pop a pill, I take out like all that drug stuff, geeked up, and all these songs I got called grits, and I would portray it in my songs. You know what I mean? And so it wasn't rocket science. Right. You know what I mean? So when I found out she was on it, I got a call. They was like, man, your little girl down the street on so-and-so block. So I was like, damn. So I went down there and seen my little girl, and I couldn't recognize her a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought somebody gave her something, but she voluntarily picked up a drug. And around the same age, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just broke my heart. So I was like, well, I can't tell her to get off drugs if I'm on drugs. Right. So I went to the rehab.
Oh, I'm sorry. How old was she when she first started?
Oh man, my daughter was 16, about to be 17.
So that's why you say it started recollect, because that's probably around the time you started as well.
Well, I started smoking weed when I was 12. Okay. You know what I mean? But the hard drugs came in around about the same time, 16, 17. And our family is like very heavily involved in drugs. My grandmama had 7 kids. 5 of them are dead from drugs. You know what I'm saying? And my aunties are recovering addict. My mom was the only clean one. You know what I'm saying? So my dad he smoked dope for like 50 years. He just died of cancer, but he was in his addiction up until then. You know what I mean? So it's heavily in our family. And for me to break that curse, I had to go. And it felt so good to go to the rehab, man. I cried for like a month and a half, you dig? Yeah. So when I was in there, I was like, now I can get out and tell my little girl to get off drugs. Right. Yeah.
So when you went, did you try to take her with you, or try to suggest that?
Yeah, we supposed to went together. we both got our assessment, you know what I mean, at my house. She was like, Dad, this finna be so cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, this ain't cool, but you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? For us to be in our addiction together, it was sad. It felt like I felt when I was at Wright Street and I walked in the dorm and my daddy was in there and me and my daddy was in the same room. I was like, it's some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So it all was just playing in my head like I gotta break this curse. So when I went to the rehab, man, I completed successfully, got out, and man, I ain't looked back since. I've been clean for 29 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me I was trying to get a little question in between that. And excuse me, you know I gotta put some it's funny, but it ain't funny.
Go ahead.
So the story about that when you got locked up for throwing a banana pudding.
No, so
I got two questions. Was it from K&K?
No,
because I was gonna be mad. I love K&K banana pudding. I'm sorry.
It was homemade. Now it was just me and my baby mama. Man, we was having a spat at the cookout, and you know, she threw it first, and it missed. Well, it didn't miss. It kind of like hit me like right here. Yeah. So I ate mine. You know what I'm saying? And when I got ready to throw mine, it hit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that wasn't even really the case. I just got vulgar and disrespectful, and my voice went to raising loud, and the neighbors was like, "Oh, this nigga crazy." You feel what I'm saying? When the cops came, it was like, "What happened?" Like, dude, I was going completely off on my baby mama, and I just got arrested for my actions at that point. You know, I was very belligerent. You know, so. Drugs was very, heavily involved. You know, so when I went to, I was in Wright Street, and the guards was coming by with the flashlight to my, there you go, nigga, throw some banana pudding. I was like, why though? Like, why are y'all walking by looking at me like this? And it seemed like everybody just made it was funny, but it was a lesson for me, you know, about my actions, and because actually that wasn't even really what I felt like I got in trouble for. I got in trouble for the language I used, how disrespectful I was in front of kids, and I let them see a side of me that you ain't supposed to let kids see a side of you talking to a woman like that, and then y'all out here throwing food, and you know what I'm saying?
What was the charge?
Simple banana pudding. I was just kidding.
Simple battery.
Not simple. Oh yeah, simple battery.
Because I ain't gonna lie, when the banana pudding is my favorite dessert, so I kind of took offense, and I was like, I wonder was it from K&K on Bankhead?
Nah, ain't from K&K.
But it was homemade. It was homemade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I went to Wright Street, man, you know what? The sheriff came to my cell, man, and they was having a Scale Straight program in there, and he asked me, he was like, "You want to come out and talk to the kid?" I was like, what the hell, bro? I ain't made bun yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I went out there and talked to the kid, I swear they were looking at me. They told me, "Oh, that Dro." I was like, "What's up, Dro?" I'm like, "What you in here for?" I was like, "Banana pudding, shout." They were like, "What the fuck? What is you talking about?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. Just don't." You know what I'm saying? I was like, anything can land you in here, and I made sure that I humiliated myself the way I humiliated the person that landed me there. You know what I'm saying?
And they put you on Scare Straight program.
They put me on the Scare Straight program.
Banana pudding.
They were laughing at me like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I did spend my time talking to 17, 16-year-olds about what can actually land them in there. It don't matter if you a star, whoever you are. You know what I mean? Make sure you're respectful and watch your anger, because that shit'll land you in jail. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I'm finna go to another jail incident too.
What?
I know. I mean, what?
How many more?
I mean, well, we got just a couple, Mom. I'll let you go in a minute. It's gonna be all right.
Okay.
Down, you did a show down in Georgia Southern.
Southern.
With Spody, right? And about a gun charge or whatever. And I guess Spody said it was your gun. You said it was his gun. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was some going on back and forth about that.
Well, I this is a sad story because I feel like what had happened down there was so unfortunate. And when I say unfortunate, I mean like as black men and as grown men, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be 21 about certain things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not into putting my drama or my problems on you.
Right.
And I think you should do the same for me. When we were on our way to there, you know what I mean? We took a gun from the situation. We were like, well, we don't need straps to go to a show.
Right.
Mind you, we're not doing anything. We're not breaking the law. We're not on no move. We're not going to do no robberies. We're going to a show at a college.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, you know, you come out with a scrap and you sit it where you at. You know what I mean? When you sit the gun where you at, that's where the gun at. You feel me? Cops find the gun and you say it ain't your gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? But since I'm the star,
of course. Yeah.
Cuff him. You know what I mean? So when they cuffed me, I was like, you know, they were like, well, who scrapped this here? I wasn't gonna say. I didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna tell them, hey, look, bro, this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, shit, my nigga. I said they'll tell you. You feel what I'm saying? Then when they said, well, just put him in the car. You feel me? So I'm sitting in the car. And but before I get in the car, I'm looking at him like, hey, look, I know y'all ain't finna let me go to jail for this gun. You know what I'm saying? You know, honestly, you know, in all truths, you know, it didn't belong to me. You know what I'm saying? But we all went to jail together. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? This was because nobody wanted to say, you know, nobody wanted to say that it was, you know, shouted. You know what I mean? Well, so when we all got to jail, man, they put us in a room together and shit like that. And this shit just, it went so left, you know what I mean? And it's deeper, it's deeper than what I want to, you know, tell you. That's fine. You know what I mean? But to say the least, it was the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? He did the wrong thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And to try to make it seem like that I had a gun on me or it was my gun. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm not in that position. I'm not in that kind of game with you. You feel what I'm saying? If we were breaking the law and we was on the move or something, cool, we in trouble. But my nigga, for you to bring a tool out and then say it's mine while we at a professional show, right? That was just kind of heartbreaking to me. You feel what I'm saying?
And then he kind of kept the party going because he came out on social media and everything trying to show police reports saying you snitched on him.
But we went to jail together. Right. You feel me? Exactly. I could have said it right then, but I gave you a chance to you feel me? Hey, listen, man, like tell these people what's going on. So we end up in this jail. They put me and him in the cell together. Yeah. So I'm in the cell, so I wake up one morning, like it's I think we like 3-4 weeks in. And I'm waiting on Shawty to go ahead and, you feel me? Hey, look, man. Right. You feel me? I brought my bun yacht. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'm bunning everybody out. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Shawty goddamn end up one day, we went to medical to get the TB shot to come back. I mean, we get the results from the TB shot. We come back. They moving Shawty out the room. I'm like, where the hell you going? Right. You feel me? And then when they moved Shawty out the room, I'm like, damn. My partner came back and was like, man, I told you that nigga wasn't finna take your pills charge, Shawty. And it gets deeper than that. The man went to talking about a girl, or his girl came down here. The girl came down to the jail. She said that she was my girlfriend. His girlfriend said she was my girlfriend, and she was trying to put the charge on me. And she was telling the people, you know, that's, you know, I'm Dro's girlfriend. That's his gun. And I'm like, and I'm sitting in jail. I'm like, this nigga is going far with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it after all that went on, the judge ended up finding out that the boy was trying to put the pistol charge on me. The girl, they ended up putting the 2 and 2 together. The girl was in court. They was like, ain't you the, she was sitting it on where everybody else sit at. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, this bitch supposed to be, you know, Dro's girl, but is she coming to see, but she came to see him. Right. This shit was stupid as fuck, but. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That shit, it's a long story, man. But long story short, it didn't work what he did. Because God don't play about his children, man. Especially ones that got favor. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that shit didn't work. The judge ended up, the nigga lawyer took himself off the case. He was like, Yana, I can't take this case. I didn't know that, dude was doing all what he did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of people helped me from the street, made sure that shit didn't happen. And you know what I mean? I ended up getting that shit off me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking, and I said that about the snitching part because I read where they was trying to say that they was trying to let you go from Grand Hustle because they felt you were snitching.
Lies. No,
that was a lie.
Lies all the way. Like I seen that, but
you saw that.
And that clickbait has so many views. I'm like, damn.
Well, who start? Because that every lie or rumor, it starts from something.
No,
so
when you run out of the truth, you start lying. Or if I tell this person I got shot in the arm, and he tell that person, and she tell that person, by the time you get over there, I got shot in the head.
Right. You are correct.
You feel what I'm saying? It travels. People give their own perception about whoever they're standing around and what they want to make themselves look like at that moment. But, for the least to say, as far as Grand Hustle doing that, they knew what was going on. You know what I mean? And plus, that ain't even my MO. You know what I'm saying? I ain't into that. You know what I mean? I ain't in the street. Do I gotta be snitching on nobody? And if I was in the street, I'm still not gonna be snitching on nobody. That ain't the code. Right. You feel me? And I'm also not into taking charges for niggas who I ain't gonna be taking. Yeah, we 21 about this shit, dog. I got my own 5-year felony. You know what I'm saying? I'm a convicted felony. If I want a pistol, I can get my own 5 or 10 years and put it on my own hip. Yeah. I don't want yours. You feel me? We grown men. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was cap. You know
I'm glad you straightened that out because that was kind of going on for kind of like a couple of years or whatever.
But you know what though? I don't even really think that shit even really got nowhere like that. Yeah. Because I ain't that type of nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That shit.
Maybe just around Atlanta.
Home was trying it, but that shit wasn't working like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit was cap as fuck.
And we see it's cap because you still doing your thing, still out here doing shows, reunions. And speaking of show, we was talking about the A-Town Music Fest. So I'm gonna bring this up. So when it came out on your verse and they stopped the music and you was doing your shit acapella, my dude was like, watch, babe, he every verse, that nigga gonna do his shit without music, and you did. And that shit sounded fire. I mean, were you doing that to say you just didn't want to do it with no music, or to say, look, I'm finna show y'all while I'm really that nigga lyrically?
That's exactly. I mean, yeah, and it's just to set me apart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they had the music playing in the background. Yeah. And I be like, cut the music so I could give you a feel of the person. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want you to understand that lyricism I take it very seriously. You know what I'm saying? I really love music. And I could do it better than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't lying,
because you said every fucking word from front to back. No breath taken. Right. And there's a lot of artists out here can't even do that shit. And probably because they own all types of shit. But you did that shit. Yeah. Excuse me? He did. That's what we was talking about. Yeah. Late. Shout out to my cousin Dominic want to come in late or whatever. Yeah, I told you just my family want to show out. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't want you to think that's a reflection of me. If they like that, she like, it's an East Side Decatur thing and all that stuff and with way Scott did, you know how it is. You know how it is or whatever. So I know you were on get into a little sentimental moment. We're going to R.I.P. to Ra Young Capone.
Yeah, man. Man.
I knew y'all did the song together. And he had got signed.
Yeah,
to Grand Hustle with along with I think they were Tokyo Jets. And
I knew Ra before he got signed to us, just because of Young Capone is what I
Yeah, that's what I remember him from as well.
And To say the least, bro, we was in our addiction together also. Perks
you and Rara?
Yeah, Perks was our love, you know what I'm saying? That was like something that we, communicated on. And, sadly to say, I have a lot of friendships with a lot of people through drugs, you know what I'm saying? Which some of them elevated to better friendships because that's how God works. You meant it for that, but I meant it for this. Right. But some of them just went to the wayside. But to say the least, man, me and Ra met, man, and Ra was like, I heard him rap, and I was like, dude can really rap, man.
Yes, he
can. You know what I'm saying? And to, but when we first found out about the death, I instantly went back into it was like a mental health thing that I had started to see in the past year, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
With my boy, and I wanted to help so bad, but I couldn't just find him, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I seen him on Instagram, he was at some store, he had a little scrap in his hand, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And I do like mental health seminars and stuff like that because
shout out to that. Yeah,
I struggle with mental health. I got super anxiety. You know what I mean, and panic attacks, and you know what I mean, and by me being shot, at a young age, it's just like I think the worst about everything, and to have somebody to help you through a mental state, especially when you're ill in the mind, that's powerful. To get someone to help you in that area. And I wish I could have did more, you know what I mean? I wish we could have did more as a community for that, just to say that. I wish we could do more for everybody that struggles with that. A lot of us, our parents and stuff don't tell us what's exactly wrong with us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They just cover it up, get them, it's okay, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, some Ritalin and shit.
Not even medication. Yeah. They don't, just don't talk about it. You feel me? Some people, like people in my family, like we just now starting to, well, I'm aware now. So, I'm able to, my manager is, she's in behavioral and mental health for 20 years. So she's able to diagnose and look at, and tell us exactly what's going on with us in our head, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for me to have that in my corner, I wish we had that in the community, you know what I'm saying? But I know that, Medicare, like that's something that's scarce right now that, that we don't have the money for, people don't have the money to go in and get a psych evaluation. You feel me? That's why a lot of these kids around here doing so much crazy shit. You feel what I'm saying? But most of it is mental and a lot of it is anger and behavioral. Yeah. You know what I mean? So until we learn how to cipher through that, we're just going to be running around crazy.
And speaking of that, one last thing before I let you go, and I saw that you started the mentoring, and also about these kids losing their lives to violence.
Yes.
And one of my friends comes to your seminars, Paulette. She lost her son out in Clayton County, and rest in peace to Lil John. They still don't know who his killer is to this day.
It's sad.
But I like how you took the initiative and say, hey, somebody got to do something. And I wish more rappers would just get on board with you. Because you know how they say your influence should be your family, but a lot of these kids look up to you guys. So right. I'm glad, big ups to you for stepping out and saying, I want to do this. And help these young men. But I wish a lot of other rappers and celebrities would jump on board with you, and I feel like it would really make our, the police, security, or whatever, get more in tune and trying to find out what's really going on and get through the problem. So shout out to you for that.
I wish though, I appreciate it. I wish, I used to wish that, a lot of rappers would, step out on this journey with me, but God didn't tell it to them. He just told it to me. So if, you know what I'm saying? So if before I just put that on them, I'm going to just do what I'm told first. And so we started a nonprofit called It Still Takes a Village. And that came from It Takes a Village. I felt like it was important back in the day. And I feel like it's important now. We used to be, I can get in trouble with Miss Darlene up the street and get my butt whooped, and she'll take me back down to my mom. My mom will whoop my ass. It takes a village to actually raise these community of kids that's going crazy. And we're in the schools, we're in the homes, the communities, educating and combating senseless gun violence and bridging the gap on behavioral and mental health. You feel me? And then we got the nonprofit called Sun, where we speaking up now for people that, that's homeless. There's a lot of homeless stuff going on in Atlanta right now. I'm an advocate for them. You know what I'm saying? And we do have creative writing. I teach young people music. You know what I mean? I teach music down at Georgia State. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So, that's what's up. And the reason why I feel like I'm dedicated to this is because I got shot at the tender age of 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? I had to wear a shit bag and all that. My brother done been shot. My mama done been shot 5 times. You know what I mean? So I feel like that being able to stand up and be a voice for these young people, because we got to start giving them a voice. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't feel like they can say nothing at home, they go out in the street and they just let it all out in any kind of way. Yeah. So I feel like It Still Takes a Village is dope.
Thank you so much. Y'all give it up for Young Dro. Thank you so much. They look like they about to whoop my ass because they ready for me to wrap it up and stuff.
Okay,
so I'm just going, yeah. But I just want to give a shout. Put your social media handles out there where people can follow you.
Follow me on social media on Instagram. One Young Dro. #1 Young Dro on all platforms.
Okay. Thank you so much. And you guys follow me once again at Blunt Talk Guz, GUHLZ. Shout out once again. I want to give a shout out to Johnny Cabell, always getting in touch with the people to get me these artists or whatever. He get on my nerves, but I love him. Shout out to my film girl, Yosh Films. You guys follow her, Yosh Films, 2 S's. Give a shout out to my sound guy, Ahmed. Follow him at Big Med on IG. Shout out to DJ C Real. You got an Instagram, babe? CJ Real. CJ Real on all platforms. Thank you to you guys, my audience. Thank you to my supporters who come out here and do this for me and show me love. Sometimes it's 5 of us, sometimes it's 100 of us, but I appreciate the love always.
And thank you to badass cuz who kept talking in the background, making all that.
No, that was my nephew, And thank you so much, Dro. You gonna stay with us? We got some fish for you. I'm
gonna kick it for a little while, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
thank you so much, guys. And with that being said, peace.
Peace.